Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel, I'm documenting my financial journey. So, one of the things that I do is go over my budget. I use real numbers. I show you what my plan is for my spending. And then at the end of the month, I will close it out, wrap it up, and show you how I did. That's what this video is. It is a closeout video. So, let's get into it. Okay, so we will get into it. So actual income earned for me is $5,587.13. It's a lot more than usual because it was a third pay month for me. I get paid every 2 weeks, which means that at some point, sorry, like my desk is not very organized. I don't know why I didn't clean it up before I started this video, but now it's distracting me. Anyway, that means I get paid every 2 weeks. So two of the months out of the year, I get three pays in a single month. And I always have trouble budgeting for it because I don't contribute to my HSA on that extra pay. That's just not how it's set up with my employers. And so, like, the taxes and everything is different too. So I can't just like add the payment back in because making a contribution to my HSA like changes how much I pay in Social Security tax, how much I pay in federal taxes and all that kind of stuff. So like I never get it right. So I just kind of try to aim under and, hope for the best. So I did. Aimed under by $187.13. Anyway, $105 from my mother. This is for things that we pay for together. Like we share a cell phone plan, we share some streaming services. She contributes money to a brokerage account for my niece. And I'm just the one who pays it because, should probably have it set up so that she's dumping it in there too. This is the easiest way to do it. So, miscellaneous extra income, 231.39. I actually bought a tent. And yes, that was one of the items on my no buy 2024 list, but it was one of the caveat ones. If you watch that video, you know that I plan to not buy any hiking, outdoor, etc. gear except things that I either needed to already replace, or if something breaks, I'm going to replace it. I'm just not buying something new for the heck of it. And I knew that my tent was leaking. It started leaking last summer. I have tried and tried and tried to fix it, and I have given up the ghost to fix this tent. So I'll still use it. I can still certainly use it if there is no rain in the forecast. So, because it's otherwise a perfectly good tent. So yeah, it's very irritating. I can also use it for other things, like if I'm able to set up like a tarp or something over it so that it's not really going to get rained on, then I would be fine. So I'm not going to get rid of it. I don't really want it like keeping up a landfill or anything, but I definitely can't hike with it. And REI had their anniversary sale. I had about 120 some dollars of money that like you get member reward money sort of deal. I had $100 gift card for REI, and I had $231.39. I actually didn't add that money in there. I just realized that now. But the 231.39 was just money that I have in like cash back. So basically what I did was I just cashed it out and used that to pay for the like whatever amount was left was 231.39. So I cashed that much of it out and just put it on the bill so that kind of evened it out. But anyway, that gives me a total income of $5,923.52. My mortgage, 688.77. That's PMI, interest, insurance, taxes, principal payment, all that. Electric, 48.87. Natural gas, 68.54. It actually got pretty chilly at some points in May. Like it got really warm for a week and then it got really cold again for a week. So that's higher than I anticipated, actually. And my June one is like what's a little bit more normal. I think June is like 40 something. So yeah, I guess actually I should say this is technically April's usage. But yeah, so chillier than usual. Sewer, 64.89, and I had to pay an extra $1.89. I'm actually in the process right now of switching my bank around because I've had it. I'm so fed up for whatever reason, the bill payer program that my bank uses, and it's through a credit union, um, just constantly, not even constantly, but this is the second time there's been a problem. So about to the fall of 2022, I went into, I don't even know, like I don't check. I get an email with a statement and I just don't really bother checking because the money came out of my account, right? Like I check weekly. I have a list, check them all off. Like when it all comes out, I watch it come out of my bank account and I cross it off and go, yep, mortgage was paid. Yep, phone bill was paid, whatever. So the money kept coming out. And of course, I check weekly because I do weekly transactions and things like that. And so no money ever came back into my account. So I never had a reason to believe that it wasn't, my checks weren't being cashed and my bill wasn't being paid. And I just happened to look at, I think I just was like, I think I maybe like deleted an email. I was trying to click on one email and clicked on a different email and pulled up my sewer bill, and I was owed like almost $200. And I was like, wait a second, this cannot be right. What is happening? So at that time, I did some digging. It was a little bit back and forth. They changed their address, and I thought, I was like, hmm, I kind of remember going in to change my address, but well, actually, first, let me find out. First, I couldn't even see the payee, and I was like, oh my God, what happened? So I emailed the sewer company and I was like, hey, I'm not really sure what's going on here. I definitely paid them out. Are you sure you didn't receive it? Because I don't have the money anymore. Somebody has it. And I, reached out to the bank and I was like, hey, they haven't gotten my check, but you took the money out. You did not put it back. So where is my money? And, suffice it to say, they eventually got to the bottom of it. And the sewer company made a change and they were no longer accepting checks mailed to a specific address. They were doing PO box, I think. And we were to change the address on it. And I was like, well, I feel like I did, but the new bill payer company, in order to not accidentally or not pay to the wrong place again, once a check has come back or a payment has bounced back, they eliminate that payee, and like you can't even look at the payee history anymore. So I was like, okay, I can't even tell if I did or not. Fine, I'll put it in here again. I'll put the new address in, whatever. Tried to send a payment. Payment still didn't go. And like you have to wait a couple weeks for the everything to like get there anyway. And so the lady at the sewer company was like, yeah, no, we still don't have it. And so we kind of went back and forth, and the bank was like, oh, well, they mailed it to this PO box that it's supposed to be this address. And I was like, oh my God, I entered it correctly. I don't even remember what the PO box was. And I like pulled up the thing that on my, bank account, the payee, and I was like, it says the right address. So what is happening right now? Basically, somewhere in like their old records, they still had that address, and for whatever reason it was like defaulting to that address. So I was like, so I did what I needed to do, y'all didn't do what you needed to do, and I was about ready to rip my hair out. So the sewer company refunded me all of the extra charges because I was getting like late fees and stuff added on, and everything like got sorted, and I haven't had a problem until this month. And by the time I realized it, I needed to pay the bill and I needed to pay it quickly. So the only way to do that was with a credit card or give them access to my bank account to like pull the money out. But like I don't do that. Um I just, there's no way. I do not want any organization to be able to reach into my account and pull money out, right? Like I will pay you. I will have my people send your people the money. You don't get to reach in, because the thing is, my bill is $63 a month, but like if they make a clerical error somewhere, they could reach in and try to pull out $630 or $6,300, and then I have to fight with them to get that cash back, and I no longer have that cash. So I'm not doing that. So at that point my only option was to do like a credit card, and then there was a fee for it. So that's why that fee exists. And I'm so angry. I'm so angry with my bank because I was like, why did this happen again? And I was told, "Oh, that's because you sent it to the wrong address." And I said, "Well, shit, I sent it to the wrong address." I was like, I know for a fact I put it in correctly. I'm pretty sure I changed it when I had to change it. I just can't prove that. But I know when I had to re-enter it that I entered it correctly. I know I did. And then I went back through some of my old emails and I was like, "Oh, there we go." And I copied and pasted, or I think I uploaded a screenshot of it. And I was like, "See, here is your counterpart confirming that I indeed put the address in correctly. And it was the billing company that you're using that somehow still had the old address. But now that address is no longer in there. So moving forward, there should not be an issue." So then I was like, "So tell me why 2 years later, if that address has been deleted from your systems, you still send it to that address. Make it make sense." And they were like, "Well, maybe," at first it was, "Well, maybe the billing company that, like, I guess they send it to a company that then sends it to the sewer company. They're trying to blame that other company." And I was like, "Well, that other company seems to have no problem sending everything else correctly to the sewer company, because I confirmed that with the sewer company." Because at this point I was just like copying and pasting messages back and forth, and I was like, "Any thoughts about this?" And so yeah, I was like, "So no, I don't think that's it either." And also, I was just like, "You know what? I'm done. I'm done. This is the like kick in the pants I needed to open up my high yield savings account to start moving all of my money." I'm like, I have been a member of this bank, at this institution, since like I was 14 years old. I think my parents got me like one of those little custodial account sort of things, but like since I was 16 years old. So almost 30 years. And you watch me walk away and take all my money with me, because like at first I was like, "Oh god, the hassle of like setting all my bill payers up, setting all this up, setting all that up. I don't care. Like that, I don't care. I'm so done with this nonsense." So cost me money, I'll cost you money. Anyway, water 2114 is a little under. That's nice. Garbage, it was a garbage month. I pay it quarterly. That was $42. Internet, $58. I actually, one of these days, I'm going to remember that I have overpaid and I don't owe that much. And I can adjust it. All right, cell phone, $36.54. I think the taxes and fees kind of change from month to month, because it's not like we went over to pay more, but oh well. Groceries, they're 313.77. I did go a little over on my groceries, mostly because I took a trip with some friends. We went up to the Finger Lakes, and we rented a cabin on the lake. And we decided one night that one of our meals that evening was going to be a charcuterie board. And so, fancy cheeses and meats are expensive. So I went and just kind of splurged a little bit and got some stuff for that trip. But I'll live with $13 over. Gas, 131.92 for the month. House and garden, $21.18. Restaurant, I only spent $37. Pretty psyched about that. Fitness, $40.72. That's my gym membership, or it's really the why I go there for swimming. Personal, 258.68. Went a little over. Just a little over on personal and miscellaneous. Yeah. I'm not I'm not even sure if I remember what for. Um anyway, $1,000 to my niece's brokerage account, 283.83 uh to my brokerage fund. I was not paying attention to what I was doing. Like in my head, I saw the total amount without realizing that like I already was going to be sending $70 and something out. I was already sending 70.83 out in like an auto pay. So in my head, I looked at like, "Oh, I need to send that out." And yeah, no. So I sent more than I needed, but oh well. That's not the I'm not crying about it, not the end of the world. And $1,000 to my Roth IRA, because it is a 3-pay month. I had them set up for $500 a piece. I don't really want to change that, although now that I realize I'm going to change banks, so I'm going to have to, it's going to come out anyway. Um, but I will maybe make the adjustment then. I pretty much just do $500 a month, and then when I get either a tax return or a 3-pay month or something like that, then I put the rest of it in. So that's that. All right. In terms of savings, I paid 120 out of my medical fund. I went to dermatologist to have her look at some things. And so I actually just ended up putting that money back in. So I didn't plan on it, but that I did. 123.87. I think that was my Apple TV subscription renewed, plus my Garmin InReach, which is what I use for hiking. I don't pay for that all the time. Sorry, I'm getting like, my uncle is having surgery tomorrow, so my aunt and my mom and my aunt and uncle are all in a big group message with me talking about the surgery. So my watch keeps going off. Nothing in house repair. Didn't spend anything out into Knitting Line Club, but I did put $17 in there. Nothing in that my giving fund. I spent or put $59 in my car insurance fund. Didn't spend any of that, and I won't until August. That's when that comes out. Car repair, nothing. Gift fund. I spent $267.79, which in retrospect I should have just planned to do this, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that it was May and it's graduation time. And so I had multiple gifts, but one of the gifts was I had to buy like a gift bag and stuff. And I bought the book, The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, and got $200 in cash and gave that to a graduate that I know. Garden 182.59. I'm not really replenishing this money. This is just like I put $500 aside so that when summertime or spring comes around and I start buying, flowers and things like that, like it just comes out of there. And probably come the fall, I will start like replenishing some of that money, but I don't need to right now. And that's that. So, travel, I managed to put $1,722.94 into my travel fund. So, not all what I planned, but I instead, sort of replenished some of the other money, which is why it wasn't quite as much. But that excitingly gets me to $1,833.21. But nothing in clothing, my cushion's still blank, my engine leak. I really do need to like get this fixed. So, I think I might call and see if I can go in on Friday. I'm taking a couple of vacation days here, but Thursday, my original plan was to do it Thursday, but that is a day after my uncle's surgery. And so we weren't really sure if we could go down Thursday to see him after his surgery. We weren't really sure just like what really to expect. So yeah, so I'll be doing that instead of getting my car fixed. I'll have to see if I can get my car fixed on Friday or maybe Monday of next week. Who knows? Anyway, you never really know when you get to all of the things that we have to do in life, but that's where I'm at. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.